Alrighty. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to wasmCloud Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. My name is Alt Liam, filling in for Liam while he is away today. And well, let's go ahead and get started. Today's meeting is going to be a little bit short because most of us at the wasmCloud side are going to be headed to the Red Badger We Love WebAssembly outside the browser conference. Let me go ahead. Oh man. I don't have screen sharing permissions and I can't even give it to myself. This is not a Liam joke. I don't have permission to do anything. Okay. Do you have anything, Kevin?
Do you mean, do I have sharing privileges?
Yeah.
Nope. Host has disabled participant screen sharing.
That's what I got too. Okay, fun. Well, this may be even shorter than we thought
So,
before, but
ironically, I have screen sharing permissions as probably the least qualified person to be sharing screens. So if you want to send me a link to pull up, I can do that.
do you really? Okay, yeah, go
Or
ahead
I
and
wonder if I can give it to you somehow. Do I have superpowers?
if you can, then you have to change your name to Alt Liam.
Oh no, I don't. I lied. The button is there, but the host has
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, all good. Well, I dropped the link in the chat for everybody on here to access that event. You can still sign up and still attend. It's at, I think it's 6:30 GMT, so that ends up being 1:30 Eastern time, which is why we'll all kind of migrate over there after we get done here. So I know we normally start with a demo, but I think that conference with the Cosmonic demo will pretty handily cover the coolness that we've been doing with wasmCloud over the past week or two. So I would totally recommend going to that conference if you have time today. And then I have moving right along. I guess we could, Matt, Joe Bride. Do you have any updates on your Vault? Or not Vault, sorry, your DynamoDB provider that you want to share?
No, I've spent since last week. I basically refactored the code names example to revive the WASM implementation so that I can go ahead and plug it in. I'm actually meeting later today with Steve to talk about testing capability providers, so that should be good.
Perfect. That sounds good. And then from here on out, does anybody else have a demo or something that they wanted to talk about today anything related to wasmCloud? Sweet. Then we can move right along. I do have one community call out today that I had planned on screen sharing, but I will instead put into the chat if y'all would like to look at it. So this is just our one good first issue that came up a couple of days ago when I was testing. It mostly pertains to when you're starting a host from a host config file, which is just whenever you start a host, we take all the configuration values and put that into a single JSON file so that you can easily start multiple hosts with the same configuration. This is really nice for starting multiple hosts on your local and having them automatically connect to the same NAT server, especially if you need like authenticated NATs connections. And really all this issue is a little bit of a typo in our Elixir in our Elixir code. So this would be a great first issue for anybody who's new to Elixir that just kind of wants to poke around the code base, have a fairly simple change to put in. The RPC timeout key is just a little bit different than what we're expecting. We're expecting the milliseconds suffix. And so this would be a great thing to jump in on if you haven't contributed to the host before. So yeah, we had there's a short community call out. I just had this one to throw it in there because I knew that we were going to have kind of a shorter meeting. Does anybody have any other community updates? Anything about the machine learning call that we've been doing, or something that's come up over the past week that you want to talk about? Okay, I do see that Jason asked a question about our contributing guidelines. So we do have a contributing guide on our wasmCloud repo. It's somewhat under construction. This is when I would share it if I could, but I just put it under the put it in the chat. But in our wasmCloud OTP repository, you know, we have issues. The general guidelines for contributing for that is just to fork the repository, make whatever changes you'd like, and then PR it into wasmCloud OTP. We don't really have any specific process that we make you go through other than each commit needs to be signed off, which is something that you can do at the command line. But if you submit a pull request, we'll actually tell you in like the GitHub Actions check, it'll actually tell you what you need to do to make sure that your commits are signed. So don't worry about that too much. The only other thing that I'll say about contributing is that, you know, we encourage work in progress PRs. So if it's just a draft, you've got some code down and you're not really sure if you're going in the right direction, or if you have something down and you want some general feedback before you proceed. Either way, we definitely encourage opening PRs for us to collaborate on. It doesn't have to be perfect, complete code when you submit to contribute. All right, well, unless there is anything else, I knew that this one was going to be a little bit short, but what I can do is I can go ahead and cut the recording, and then we can hang out for a little bit before moving on to Red Badger. At least I think I can cut it. I cannot, but this is being recorded, so we'll get the short one up on the YouTube. All right, well, we'll give, I know that I'm going to get an angry look from Kevin for saying this, but we'll give everybody a little bit of time back. And thanks for coming to the community meeting.